brother! Jay, in Harry Potter, there are a few things that are just a little awfully convenient for Harry. Specifically that he just kind of accidentally summons the night bus, and it just so happened that he just had some major blowout fight with the Dursleys, so he just so happened to have his trunk and all of his possessions already with him. And that Sirius had such little tact at that time that he came across as like this kind of dog, when in reality, upon seeing Harry, he probably would have come across more like this kind of dog. He's so cute. But because he came across as this kind of dog, it means that for the rest of the book, Harry still thinks he's kind of a menacing character. In fairness, that is actually more convenient to the story itself rather than to Harry specifically. But all of this in the same book that also introduces time turners. But that's not the point. The point is that the night bus isn't the night bus, but rather the night bus. Sorry, I should clarify with text on screen. That's night bus, not night bus. It's often hard to hear that silent K, but if you listen really carefully, it's in there. It's kind of like how I call J, J, and you guys at home know that it's just the letter J and not like J-A-Y. Now, I can know what you're thinking, Ben, who really cares? To which I say, me. Now, Jay, in each book, it seems like we learn a new way for Harry to travel from one place to another. In the Sorcerer's Stone, we have broomsticks, trains, and motorbikes. In the Chamber of Secrets, we have flue powder.
Diagonally.
In The Prisoner of Azkaban, we get the Knight bus. See, could you like just barely hear the silent K in that one? In The Goblet of Fire, we get the port key. Mangy old boot, mangy old boot. Mangy? Mangy. Mangy?
Why are they all standing around that manky old boot?
In The Order of the Phoenix, we get Thestrals, which as much as I love them, I feel like they end up being just abundantly overused considering most people can't even see them. Half-Blood Prince, of course, we've already heard about it, but Harry learns how to apparate. And in Deathly Hallows, it's not Harry, but Voldemort learns to fly. Come on, man, just apparate. You're gonna be late to the wedding. And as long as we're talking about Voldemort being ridiculous, let's talk for a second about Stan freaking Shunpike. Fun fact, shunning the pike is kind of like slang for skipping a toll. But what on earth is up with this guy and Harry's like obsession with him? Of all of the characters, Stan Shunpike's name comes up way too many times. Harry gets like completely and utterly stuck on this one dude for reasons completely unknown to myself. In case you need a quick refresher, Stan Shunpike has exactly 3 key characteristics. 1, he's the conductor of the Knight bus. 2, he has pimples on his face. 3, he was arrested and sent to Azkaban for being a Death Eater, even though the Ministry knows he isn't, and Harry literally never lets it go. 4th, and maybe honorable mention, he has one of my all-time favorite quotes in all of the movies.
What you fell over for?
What you fell over for? I quote it constantly. Maybe I'm hanging out with too many people that fall down. Anyways, Stan also likes to gossip and was boasting his knowledge of Voldemort's plan, and so he was assumed to be associated with the Death Eaters. He wasn't actually associated, but once again, Stan is just given like way too much credit when like the Ministry insists that they can't let him out of Azkaban because it shows the progress they have in the fight against Voldemort. Guys, we have to show the wizarding community that we're on top of Voldemort. Look, we got his bus driver. You do know that he can fly, right? Can he really? Wait. We're wizards. We can literally teleport. Now, no offense at all to bus drivers, but like, let's be real, I'm not sure that he was the key threat. In fact, I might even be giving him too much credit. He wasn't actually even the one driving the bus. Ernie drives the bus. Stan literally just sells hot chocolate. Also, fun side note, Ernie and Stan are the names of both of J.K. Rowling's grandfathers. Later, after the breakout from Azkaban, he actually goes on to do the very crime that he was previously innocently imprisoned for and joins the Death Eaters. Of course, under the Imperius Curse, but nonetheless. And here's where, once again, Voldemort just makes the most ridiculous decision ever. In the Battle of the Seven Potters, where they are trying to thwart and destroy undesirable number 1, they decide to include none other than Stan Shunpike, who just finished a lovely stint at Azkaban, is a bus conductor, and is under the Imperius Curse. Although, I mean, really, who else would you want by your side? Answer: anyone or anything. A waffle, a literal waffle would be more useful, even if it was under the Imperius Curse. In fact, especially if it was under the Imperius Curse. Hashtag waffle for Death Eater. But Voldemort, I will give this to you. In fairness to your inclusion of this most ridiculous person in your master plan, it does in fact reveal the real Harry, because of Harry's just commitment and obsession with the idea that Stan Shunpike could not possibly be a bad guy. So at least he had that going for him, from Voldemort's point of view. Close call though, he was almost useless. Anyway, I feel like I've gone on a bit of a tangent, but in my defense, I feel like I made a lot of really good points. especially about waffles. But back to the topic at hand. The Knight Bus joins the ranks of Muggle technology that has been adopted by wizards. And by join the ranks, what I mean is we now have one bus, one train, toilets, and randomly blue jeans. But as I stated earlier, there are lots of other ways for wizards to travel about. So why the even need for a bus at all? I mean, the simple explanation is just basically that some people are literally too afraid or literally can't travel in any other way. That's actually what it says on Pottermore. Hates heights, flu sick, portkey sick, bad at apparition, or I guess if you fell over.
What you fell over for?
Always good. But to that end, there is a market for wizards just like that, or at the very least for underage wizards who just have no other way of getting around. Not that they didn't try other things first though, like apparently sidecar brooms? Side stick brooms? Like, if you're already afraid of flying by broomstick, does it really help to attach another broomstick to a broomstick? And then of course there's also thestrals, but not on top of thestrals like horses as you could normally imagine, but rather in baskets hanging from the thestrals. I can think of number 2 reasons why this isn't a good idea. Also, and I'm sorry, I don't know why this bothered me so much, but wouldn't it have just made so much more sense instead of Thestral for Bill and Fleur to have ridden on the back of Buckbeak during the Battle of the Seven Potters? Not the point though. It was in 1865 when the unfortunately named Minister of Magic, Dougal MacPhail, put into effect the Knight Bus. And for clarity, that is MacPhail with a silent PH. And an invisible F. Anyway, MacPhail implemented the Knight Bus, basing it off of the then new Muggle bus transport system. But we're still left with the question, why do they call it the Knight Bus? Because I fail to see the connection between knights and a triple-decker purple bus. Well, I'm sure it's no mystery at all to viewers in Europe where Knight buses, that's Knight with no K, in case you couldn't hear the difference, are an actual thing in Britain that transport people all around after public transportation shuts down for the day. The silent K was indeed added as a nod to knights with the idea that the Knight Bus was supposed to come to you when you needed protection or aid, just like how Harry used it when he oh so famously fell over.
What you fell over for?
Never gets old. Guys, for my question of the day, if you lived in the wizarding world, which method of transportation would you use? I personally know which one I would go with. Whee! Because flying seems fun. Also guys, you may have noticed a new button somewhere down in here that says sponsor. That is a new thing that YouTube is doing where you can basically pledge $5 a month that goes directly to help us. But also there are some really cool perks for you as well. For example, you will get access to 2 new SCB videos a week. One of them is the blooper reel, which I can assure you this video has some hysterical outtakes. The second is the show after the show where Jay and I basically sit and discuss and talk about how we came about that particular video topic. Also, you get a super cool channel specific emoji when commenting on videos on our channel next to your name. Ours is this super cool narwhal with the mustache. The show after the show and the blooper reel will be posted over on our community tab exclusively for sponsors. Also, if you support us over on Patreon for the same amount of money, these are the exact same rewards that you are getting over there, although on Patreon you do get access to our infamous Discord server. But guys, as always, thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you'd like to see some more Harry Potter action from us, you can click right here to see the Hogwarts Express Explained, or right here you can check out our gaming channel where Jay and I play Mario Kart twice a week and basically just answer questions from viewers just like you guys, so be sure to go and check it out. But Jay, that's all I've got for you today, man. I will see you on Tuesday.